By the power of God, I release you from the bar!
Harbor Freight, got a bone to pick with you. Doctor, we didn't clamp the blood vein tight enough. We gotta go back in for surgery.
I lit the ground on fire, and now Chris's foot's on fire.
Welcome back, guys. Denver Beer and Oil. We're here with E34 for Roadkill Zip Tie Drags. Tonight, we are going to attempt to fit the intercooler, replace the brakes, chopping, swapping, get the clutch installed, slapping, remount the transmission,
Mounting,
mount the diff,
inserting,
and mounting the rear bumper.
and plopping. That's what we're talking about tonight, guys.
We'll see how fast we can do this or fail and not do this. By the power of God, I release you from the bonds! We call this the safety squint. Five. There we go, baby.
There we go. Give me one of these. That's what I'm talking about.
Good job, buddy. Let's do it again. Elbow. Look at the elbow. That's the trick. Watch the elbow. See? Power. Woo! All right.
Harbor Freight, got a bone to pick with you here, okay? Any product that you make that clamps together, I don't know, how would you describe this?
Like this.
Like this.
Like this.
Like this. Harbor Freight, please, for the love of God, for
Clamp
the
like
working
this.
man,
Don't
for the
clamp like
blue
this.
collar man, just fix your vice grips, fix your hose clamps, really anything with a hinge in it, just go ahead and tighten that sucker up.
So anybody's wondering, this. We're removing our power steering cooler. We are trying to clamp the power steering lines with this. It's not working, so we've used vice grips. They're also not working.
At all. At all. Harbor Freight, get your stuff together. Thank you. Tool sponsorships accepted widely from anyone except for Harbor Freight. Thank you. Doctor, we didn't clamp the blood vein tight enough. We gotta go back in for surgery.
Anyway,
All right. You can use that or not. It doesn't matter.
but our intercooler,
That actually fits pretty money, I'm not gonna lie.
that fits
That's
perfect.
money. You could not have accidentally bought an intercooler more perfect fitting.
Again, I was drinking, I got on the YouTube or on the eBay, and I was like,
Got
hey,
on the YouTube and bought some parts. Hopefully our YouTube, #subscribe.
and I was like, that's inexpensive, and I bought it. I'm thinking like that, leaned back so it covers the
Yeah,
the
so
bumper.
Portion of the bumper doesn't hit it.
I think we're good.
I like it. Why don't we make...
That's it.
I can make it... What?
No brackets tonight,
Why in the F, triple F not?
because we're going on to brakes.
You can go on the brakes. I can work on a bracket.
We need 2 people for brakes.
No, we don't.
2 people for brakes.
All right, I'm gonna weld the bracket. See you guys at the welding shop.
Do not, you cannot restrain me.
I'm booting up the old welder to get the Murdoch Fab Shop going here. You know, we're gonna be making some brackets, tacking some welds, firing it up. You know, doing some, making some sparks. See what we got here. Ah, yep, good stuff. Works.
Tacking.
done or keeping going?
Where are you going?
We done?
Fucking nowhere. That's where.
Yep.
Okay. Zeusing. Ground's on fire.
Why is the ground on fire? Oh.
I lit the ground on fire, and now Chris's foot's on fire. So we did light on fire for the second time tonight.
Okay. But on the bright side, check out my sweet action mount there. The old 11 mil. Hopefully you don't need to pull any brake lines off any BMWs. Sorry, Hamish. Use your tools. Bumper fitting time. We're gonna see if my mounts are any good at all. Make sure you get them on the clips. Here, can you get that side, Chris? I got this side. Clips in.
Hold up. We gotta go over this way. Can you come this way a little bit?
Just do your slam thing like you did last time. There you go. Dude! You can't even see it. Look how mint that fit is. Oh, it's perfect. Dude, feel the clearances. It's accidentally perfect. I could not have done that better if I tried to. You can't even see it. And it also has no airflow.
That's okay, it's too big.
It is way too big. But it fits mint. Take a peek at these clearances here. Look at this. Perfect amount of room for the silicone hoses to slip over. Not hitting anything, literally at all. Perfect amount of room here. Could not have fit that any better. Flashlight down. But that's okay, because the intercooler fits mint. That's beautiful.
We'll discuss our routing of where we're going to go from here with pipe when we have pipe to route. But it's going to work out. It's looking good.
It's looking real good. High five! Very nice! Okay, so the cool part about this intercooler fitment, if you guys end up doing a Lucid E34, which I highly doubt anybody watching is going to do, but if you do, the cool thing about using this is that since we cut the core support out, there's brackets on the bottom of this. So if you wanted to, what you could do is make yourself a little bracket that holds the radiator right there, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing if we have enough time. If we don't, it's going to be zip ties, which, you know, it's a zip tie drag, so it fits. But very decent system for mounting the radiator.
And if you come in a little closer, we still have all this space between our crank pulley and our radiator. So we can mount a polar fan right there. We got a little shroud on it, and we should have adequate cooling.
And what you guys didn't see is we already more or less mocked up the intercooler piping route. And with this setup, you can, well, most definitely not run AC, but what you can do is still run the stock clutch fan if you choose to do so. We'll have plenty of room for that. But we're going to be running an electronic fan anyway, so that's not really a concern of ours. But for those of you who are watching, if you wanted to, you could. So yeah, cool. Got super lucky with that. Anyway, moving on. Time to stab the old transmission. All right, ready? Oh. Doing this with the old-fashioned manpower. Hopefully the clutch alignment tool was right. There we go. There it is. Oh my God, that was beautiful actually. That went right on. You got the bolts? Luckily this transmission's super light. That is a huge plus. Especially when stabbing it like John Deere in 1910. Use these muscles for something. Come on, do it. Put the bolt in. Come on. Go, you idiot. All right, Arnold. Okay, she's in.
All right, guys, we are gonna remove these tiny 535i brakes and put on some less tiny F30 brakes. Pull the old caliper off, attach the brake line to the new caliper, I'll put the hardware in, supplied by Angry Ass Solutions. And, well, can I get you up on this?
You sure can, buddy.
Can you hold this rotor pretty much flush, like where it's supposed to be?
Okay. So, I mean, flush but not lined up on the holes.
Yeah, I don't care about the holes.
How's it looking? You have the bracket on?
Got the spacer guys on.
Dude, these are some beefy brakes. You said these are 340 and they make 380s?
Yeah, the M3s have 380s.
Good lord. That's some stopping power.
Right. So we got the caliper mounted. The rotor, the screw to hold it in doesn't quite line up. So we're just gonna put our studs in now so that it holds it in place. And if you're installing studs on your BMW, make sure to use red Loctite or your wheel might fall off.
Happened to a few people we know. Better safe than sorry. Spend the $7. Just a drop is all you need. Boop, 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 boop. It's my Loctite song. You're welcome, Permatex.
Those probably have a torque spec. I don't know. And I kind of made a mess, so I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit before I put the pads on so that I don't contaminate it. So another thing about the 335 calipers compared to the M3 or the M4 is they're just bare aluminum instead of being powder coated. So we might paint them, we might not, kind of depends on time. We are missing one thing. I'm not sure we have the hardware. That is required. So hold in said brake pads. And we'll just finish that. And I just finished the install on the brakes on this side. You see how easy that is? And if you want a price breakdown on these, I was able to score both front rotors with brand new OEM BMW pads for $200. I bought the rotors from Angry Ass Solutions. They hooked it up. It was between $300 and $400. And then the caliper spacers were $50 for each side with the hardware. So all in this kit, brand new brake upgrade to 340 millimeter on E34 was less than $1,000, which if you've done big brakes on cars before, it is crazy inexpensive, pretty cheap. And when you do it, it's all OEM BMW parts. So you just buy F30 pads when you want to replace it. Fancy.
All right, I'm gonna continue welding. Be in business, and then it's drive shaft and diff, and the drive line is all ready to go. Excellent.